Sweet home Arizona, where the skies are red, white, and blue. Oh, sweet home Arizona. Hey, 49ers, that's where the Bills ran through you.
Woo-wee.
Welcome
That's
to
what I'm
another
talking
episode
about.
of Viva Los Bills. I'm your host, Will, Buffalo Will. We're always joined by the one and only man extraordinaire. Whoa. Okay.
Oh,
Hold on. We might get copyright issues here.
oh, oh, yeah. You know what? We do not own the copyright to this song.
Oh, oh. Hey,
Go
we got
Bills, man.
cousin Vinny. Also, we're live on I-95 Sports Network, Zingo TV channel 198. If you're listening, hey, you know we're live. Actually, there's something new today. If you see the crawl on the bottom, right? As always says, follow us on Viva Los Bills at Twitter, Facebook group Viva Los Bills. Subscribe with us on YouTube, Viva Los Bills. Hey, a little news there. Josh Allen, player of the week, whatever. We'll get to that. But you could call in. Call 201-688-7771. If you guys have a question or a comment, you can chime in and contact us. Oh, by the way, you're like saying, hey, anyway, I just wanted to do this. It was a little surprise, not just for everybody out there, for Vinny. You know, I got my Bills Nation flag, but look at this. This is courtesy of my sister-in-law. Watch this.
Oh, sweet.
What?
The Viva Los Bills merch.
She threw it on a sweatshirt for me.
Sweet.
The Bills won. The Bills won. We got to do this. Where is this?
Oh.
Bag of tricks.
Bills, baby. Bills, baby. Bills, baby. Bills, baby.
As always, you know, we got to crack open a little beer. Usually it's Medina.
Hey, look.
See what Vinny's got today. That's what
Oh, man, listen.
Some cider.
After this game, listen, the first quarter, the first series, I was already shaking. The first series of the game. So I went a little bit stronger today, man. I'm going to look, Will. Well, I'm going a little bit stronger today, man. I'm just going to take a little shot because they had me so nervous during the first series of the game, man. It was crazy. We'll get into that in a little while.
It's a little strong, but anyway, here we go. I'm going to crack open a beer. I'm not drinking no Bacardi. A little cheers.
Ooh,
cheers.
Salute. Cheers.
Buffalo Bills fans. Always better during the win. Hold on a second. I got to check something real quick, but for some reason, we're not on my page right now. So I'm going to throw it over there, share it now publicly, and there it is. Also, watch this. You ready?
Come on. Oh, man, you got all the merch over there. What's going on?
Yeah, it's my girlfriend got her sister to do this for my wifey.
Nice.
Oh, hold on, you guys.
It tastes so much better after a win.
So anyway, that's why I asked you and Bobby for your addresses. She actually put 2 on 2 cups for you guys as well.
Sweet.
So my girl got you guys 2 cups.
Nice.
Right. So let's get into it, man. Real quick. This was our starting roster. Whoa, wrong one. Boop. Boop. Take that off. Hold on. I'm falling apart here. Clicking too quick. Bam. There was our roster for the day. Nothing new, pretty much. You know, I was surprised to see Tyler Kroft again on the inactive list. The guy was playing well. Mm-hmm. Rumor is, you know, because he doesn't block as well, and they use Lee Smith for that. And Knox was back. That's why he's been on the bench. Also, that Gillian, you know, he's playing really good on special teams. Tyler Kroft really doesn't play the special teams. So that's why he's been on the bench. Trent Murphy. They're giving AJ some time. Everybody else is playing. I'm surprised he's been out there, but hey, you know what? He's got rest. Somebody gets banged up. He falls right in line. Again, nothing crazy there. So nothing new on that one. But the Bills went over there, played a tough game, I thought. You know, went there to Arizona, not San Fran. And this is what happened. Bam! The Bills won 34-24. It was a beautiful thing. You know, so I know you and I were going back and forth with this on game day, and like our buddy Kyle, who always chimes in, we were going back and forth. Like, it was like, all right, Moss got hurt, Singletary got hurt, Cole Beasley got banged up. We were like, oh man, what the hell is going on? This is going to be, it's going to be rough. But they turned around and they were playing some good ball. Defense picked up their game as well. So I mean, it was nice. It was.
I
Just
mean, I'm still not sold on our defense. I mean, there was a couple series that
hold on a
San
second.
Fran came down.
Hold on.
You changed it up.
Did you not see the wardrobe change?
You just switched up on me right quick. Whoa, what the heck is that? And you got the color rush. You got the red color rush hat, and that's what the Bills are going to be wearing this Sunday against Pittsburgh. We're going to have the red rush color rush uniforms, which I love them. I don't know what you think about them, but I wish they had the helmet with the white face mask. That would do it in for me. But I mean, I like the red. I don't know. I mean, it kind of like, what was that?
You know what's sad is, we'll get back to the game. They wore the white face mask. I never even noticed that the face mask was gray because it's still.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was gray. I really didn't focus on it, but I did see somebody had a picture with a blue face mask. I was like, that looks hot. That looks pretty cool. They should try that one. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Now, what do you think? I had a discussion with a friend of mine. We'll get into the game in a minute, but we're talking about the unis right now. They're going to that color rush red, which I like. I like that red. What do you think about the McGahee type when Terrell Owens uniform, like the McGahee, that ugly blue? A lot of people didn't like that uniform. It was kind of like a CFL kind of feel. Mm-hmm. I kind of liked it. I don't know about you, but I kind of liked it.
I didn't mind it much. I actually have like a Marshawn Lynch jersey like that and a Takeo Spikes. So I didn't mind it. It was that like CFL. It was Denver Broncos. They were the first ones to like get those uniforms like that, and I liked theirs. They look good. I don't know. Was I a big fan? Not really. Did I hate it? No. You know, it was up in the air. I wish we had like, I don't know, maybe a blacked out jersey, but you know, everybody.
I'm happy with this color rest, the red color. So
the red. What's crazy is I shot. I don't know. Well, whatever. I could say this. I shot because before they put all these out, there, darling, we'll get to your thing in a second. I shot for the NFL before these came out to everybody. So what they did, they went to like say New Orleans. I actually shot it at MetLife Stadium or Giant Stadium at the time. I think it was MetLife. Just to see how it looked with the lighting. And I saw these before they came out, and I was like, some are all right, some are kind of butt. But anyway. What do you think here? Josh Allen's chance of winning MVP this year. I like it. My problem is it's going to be, it'll probably end up being Mahomes. Unless Mahomes gets knocked out of the playoffs early, they're going to have a bye. I don't know. It's going to be tough for Josh. But if you're looking at it like as a team or a player that brought his team or got better himself and helped his team get better, listen, if it wasn't for the Hail Mary or Hail Murray, this team would only have 2 losses. One game
10-2.
Kansas City. So I mean, that is pretty damn good. It wasn't Josh's fault. They lost on a Hail Mary, you know. So it's up there. To me,
I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, but to me, it's between Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, and now Josh Allen got into the picture. I mean, Big Ben has been doing some good numbers up there, but I mean, we could get into it now if you want to, but the quarterback comparison between Big Ben. Yeah, but I'll just give you a quick comparison.
But he's not in.
What happened?
They said, according to like betting or whatever, Josh just
Ben is not even for the running?
No, I think, well, he's a further down the line. It's between right now Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, I think it was Russell Wilson, then Josh. But I think Josh just skipped Russell or Rodgers. I think it was Russell because they lost to the Giants.
Yeah, it's got to be Russell because Aaron is putting up, Rodgers is putting up insane numbers too, and so is Mahomes. So it's going to be between them. I think Rodgers will get it.
Do you? Yeah, I think now
everybody
loves Mahomes except for me. I sip on that Mahomes haterade.
Hold on. I got some right here.
Mahomes haterade. Anyway, I think it'll be his, but I mean, Josh is putting up crazy numbers too, so we can't take anything. Let's get back into the game real fast. We also have a guest, a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, coming on a little later. Listen, the thing I told you weeks ago that Josh Allen kept doing these hard counts, guys would jump off, and he wasn't snapping the ball. The last 2 weeks, he's been doing it. Look at the first play of scrimmage. He got them to jump, hike to the ball, get that free play, so he's finally doing that. the fourth and goal play action to Smith to me was a bad call. I told you I would have taken the 3 points.
Yeah.
And he threw it behind him, but nobody was open. They had everybody covered. I probably would have ran the ball or something. Or actually, no, I said I would have done a naked bootleg with Josh. But whatever. They went for it.
Yeah, I thought he'd run a lot more this game also, to be honest with you. But the first series, like you said, the fourth and goal, that was a gutsy call. I would have gotten the points too just to get ahead. And then it was gutsy for the 49ers too. They went fourth and goal, and we got a stop on them. So that first series for both teams were very, very important. And it kind of set the tone. And when we stopped them at fourth and goal, we got the ball back. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a heck of a game. I guarantee it's going to be a defensive game. Next thing you know, Moss comes and fumbles the ball in the goal line right there, and they get the ball back. So that kind of changed the whole timing of the offense and the defense. I mean, it was they scored right away after that. So you know, it was kind of a little scary because I knew they were going to get the ball back in the second half, and I thought we were going to set the tone. But unfortunately, we didn't in the first quarter. But and in the third quarter, we'll get into that later. But in the third quarter, which is the dreaded third quarter for the Buffalo Bills. It seems to be our Achilles heel, our curse, is the third quarter. This third quarter, I was pleasantly surprised on how we played. We actually played really, really well.
We did. To me, it was good. You know, also let's go real quick. That Levi Wallace pass interference call that gave him, I think, a fresh set of downs. That was
garbage call.
If he didn't hit the ball first, you could have called it. He tapped the ball first. Bad call. They ended up going down. Then I believe that's when we stopped them. And then Moss saying, you know, he was saying, "Oh, I hit my arm." No, he closed his arms before the ball was there. Ball popped out. It was just,
he got benched after that. I thought it was because of his injury, but nah, it wasn't because of the injury.
Yeah, I told you. I think he had like one carry for the rest of the game. I was surprised.
That was it.
They needed him. And they should have brought him in, especially when they had the game won, just to give him some like confidence. Go out there, go hit some, hold on to that ball. You know, nice catch by Beasley when he was just right past the line. A little hard pass by Allen to him. I like the celebration by Feliciano picking up Beasley and Rocky,
putting him to sleep.
He picked him up. He looked like a little kid in his arms. That was good. Huge play by Johnson. That tackle for that loss on I was big. McKenzie, finally. How many times have I told you, listen, man, you're going to fake that sweep? Eventually throw the ball to him. He was open because half the times, actually 3/4 of the times, they fake it. He never even gets looked at again. So he finally opened. It paid off. You know, I guess.
Well, it was also a good pick play by Gabriel Davis on that side of the field too, because when he went around in that fake sweep, when he went around and went to that fly route, Gabriel Davis was doing a kind of like a skinny post, and they kind of did like a pick play. So he was wide open for that. That was a beautiful call. I like the play, but me and you already talked about it. When Isaiah McKenzie goes into motion, it's going to be a jet sweep or a fake jet sweep pass. So we called it.
So it was good that they did that. Another thing that they kept doing, which was great. How many times have I said, listen, man, if they're going to play 10 yards off of you, do some comebacks. Diggs.
Yeah, they did that.
Comeback that game. Comeback after finally. It's like, man, they're giving you 6 yards, take the 6 yards. You know, finally.
It was a lot of little curls like that, a lot of crossing routes, because they played pretty much a soft zone against us the whole game. And then when they tried to go, man, Diggs was just, I forgot the name of the cornerback for 49ers, but Diggs was just, man, he was just schooling that kid. I mean, literally just breaking his ankle. So they couldn't go back to man. They wound up doing that zone again.
Plus, he did it against Sherman as well. So, you know, he did his numbers. Sweet play by Michael Hyde getting that pick that bounced off of AJ Klein. Good
that ricochet.
And then you go down there and you shoot yourself in the foot again and again and again. Instead of getting 7, we get 3. You know, it's better to get 3 than anything. The one play that I like, the heads-up play, was by Davis before the half, catching the ball, knowing the time, and getting to the sidelines, which allowed us Tyler Bass to kick a field goal over there before going into the halftime. I mean, to me, they played great. and then Trey White with nice pick in the end zone.
Pick.
And we always talk about it. You always say people are picking on my boy Levi over there, but that's why nobody wants to throw to Trey.
Ain't nobody going to throw the trade. That's right.
Doesn't he have 3 picks in the last 3 games or 4 picks in the last 4 games or something?
Mm-hmm.
So they're testing him. And don't get me wrong, in this upcoming game, Big Ben's going to throw at him. He's
absolutely.
So that's good. I mean, another thing. Yeah, no, it was just a great game all around. Coming over here, like I said, boom, they won 34-24. It was a nice game. I had them winning, and I actually took the over as well. And here we go. You can read this, bud. Bam.
Yes, sir. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I believe it's his 3rd time this year. So Josh Allen has been named AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Allen is the first player in franchise history to win Offensive Player of the Week 3 times in one season. He also earned the honor for his performances in Week 2 at Miami at 9-20 and Week 9 versus Seattle. Allen led the Bills to their first Monday Night Football win since 1999 by completing 32 of 40 passes for 375 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 139.1. Allen became the first player in team history to attempt 40 or more passes and complete at least 80 of them. Allen's 4-touchdown night moved the season mark to 33 total touchdowns, just one off of Jim Kelly, franchise record of 34 touchdowns in 1991.
And like you said, I didn't even say this. This was bam.
Sweet.
First player in Bills history to win it 3 offensive players 3 times in one season. And then again for another time, what? Bam, Big Josh, offensive player of the week, AFC player of the week. For all the haters out there, this guy's been putting it in, man. You can't hate on this guy anymore. Can't call him a fullback like that scrub Jordan, the Jet fan. I guess that's how he's going to be recognized on this show. Jordan, the Jet fan. And also, here you go. Team record 9-3, starting consecutive season for the first time since 1990 through 92. By the way, these stills, as always, I grab them from Buffalo Bills Twitter or PR. We put them up there. I mean, and also, here you go, another stat. Bam, Tyler Bass, most points ever by a Bills rookie / first-year player. He passed Eric Moulds. Again, we've talked about this. I'm like, it's a kicker. Come on, man. They got 3 points. I understand it's not easy to kick it, but you're putting in an extra point. That's a point. It's not like you're running the ball. You're getting these points like wide receivers or running backs, So
yeah, but look where he's at. Look where he's at now. He's balling right now. Look, the first 2 games of the season, you go on social media, everywhere you go, they're calling for his head. Bring back Hoska. And by the way, congratulations, Hoska, for retiring. Did a great job. Money Hoska, congratulations. We love you. Appreciate you. Enjoy your retirement. But people were calling for Bass's head in the first 2 games. I'm like, give this kid a break. He's a rookie. And look how he's done. I know you got the numbers there. I think the last 5 games he's been kind of basically flawless, and he's doing awesome, man. I'm glad we picked him up. He had to be a good kicker for a team to draft a kicker. A lot of teams don't draft kickers in the draft. So, Brandon Bean, by the way, we'll talk about him later. He got signed also. But that goes to show you the type of management we have, that they're seeing the talent. They're recognizing talent, and they're bringing them in to where other GMs aren't. They're just, going to see, they're just looking at the name and everything. But Brandon Bean is doing a heck of a job here in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, no, he's doing a great job. I mean, Tyler Bass has 105 points, and it's counting because we still have a few weeks to go in the regular season. So he's going to break it. Nobody's going to break that unless it's another kicker in the future. Listen, they're putting.
Talking about real quick. Now that we were talking about Josh Allen, there's a piece that I found back when he got drafted, and this was from the USA. What is it from? Was it from? I forgot. From USA Today. It was an article they had. It was the number 7 pick, Josh Allen, QB for Wyoming, Buffalo Bills pick. They graded him an F, okay? And listen to the analysis of what they had for him. Said the Bills gave up 2 second-round picks for the right draft, a quarterback who is nothing more than a strong arm. Allen is inaccurate, struggles to read defenses, and is uncomfortable from the pocket. Other than that, he's pretty good quarterback. This pick isn't at all that surprising. After all, this is the same team that brought Nathan Peterman, gave it a better chance to win than Tyrod Taylor. Now, that is kind of it's kind of, they have a point because of Nathan Peterman, but
first of all,
they were dead.
Go ahead, finish, and I'm going to give my 2 cents.
No, I mean, I think Nathan Peterman wasn't that bad because they threw him in the fire, man. Yeah. This is a kid that came in, the injury to Tyrod, and they just threw him in there, with not even no preseason snaps or anything. So what did he do? He threw a whole bunch of picks, and then that kind of stuck with him. That was his thing. But he went over to the Raiders and didn't do too good either.
No, they always put him in a bad spot. He got put, like I said, started him against San Diego, who was, the Chargers at the time, had one of the best or the best defensive line in the game, wise, and they destroyed them. And they had a very good corners also. Their secondary is nice. Their defense was just nasty, and you threw Peterman in there, and then you put him in again when Tyrod got hurt with less than a minute in the game. So what is the kid doing? He's throwing the ball. He's going to throw to the sidelines to try. They don't have many timeouts. He got picked off again. So he was always put in crappy positions. But when you watch him, I know it's preseason. In preseason, he had poise, and he threw the ball all over the place. He was developing. Listen, if he didn't have some skills, the Raiders wouldn't have re-signed him twice already. They picked him up, and they gave him a contract. The kid's not bad. He just was thrown in a bad spot. And Tyrod, to me, he wasn't winning anything for us. He couldn't get the ball to Sammy Watkins half the time. He pretty much killed the tight end, man. I liked him out of Miami. Well, we picked him from Miami. I always forget his name. Yeah, Clay. The poor guy had over 1,000 yards with Tannehill. Comes to Buffalo with Tyrod, and he was always open, and then he couldn't get the ball to him.
Couldn't get the ball.
Now, Casey.
But hey, you open up a can of worms here because a lot of people like Tyrod now. Now, listen what Tom Casey said. If Pat's winning that, y'all better be scared. I don't know. They'll be 7-6. They'll still be trailing 3 games behind in the AFC East. I don't know. They need a win out, and Baltimore's in that position too. A lot of people are sleeping on the Browns. They're 9-3. They play Baltimore, so that's going to be a playoff atmosphere game. There's a couple teams, the Colts, that I don't know if the Pats are going to be. I mean, they need a lot of help for them to get into that playoff hunt.
Now, also, listen, I agree with him. I mean, if Pats get into the playoffs, they're not going to be a joke, but you don't want them in there. Because if they gel at the right time, they're starting to get players back or whatever. Listen, I respect the Pats, but you never know what you're going to get with Cam. So whatever. Tom just likes getting us fired up. What is this? Now, will Buffalo lose out? No, Buffalo's not going to lose out. Come on, Tom. What's wrong with you? And
listen, they're going to be balling. Here comes Bobby.
Go ahead.
Come on, Pittsburgh talked already. What are you guys waiting for over here?
What?
We gonna talk. We trying to get our, you gotta let us gloat. I mean, and if you listen to announcers on Monday Night Football, even with the head of steam that we had, even when we were up by 10 points, they still were talking bad about the Bills. I don't know if you noticed that, Will, but it was kind of driving me crazy. Like, okay, now's the time that the San Francisco 49ers are going to come back. I'm like, what the heck is that all about? I mean, we're pretty much dominating, and they're still talking bad about us. It was just driving me bananas.
Listen, I really think, like Tom said, they definitely lose to the Steelers. Oh, Tom, you're crazy. They get Edelman back. He's going on a rampage here. To Edelman back. What else? Oh, they lost. They'll lose to the Steelers. He's cray. Tom, you're crazy, Tom. All right. No, okay.
I don't know. Listen, New England plays the Rams tonight. They play the Rams, correct? The Rams played really good defense against the Cardinals. If they could play like that against Cam, I think Cam's going to have a bit of trouble. I think the Rams are going to pull it off.
I'll tell you though,
we get that.
Your buddy Tom does have some points there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, New England very quietly is coming up, and they're right there on the precipice.
Yeah.
Well, they win 4 or 5 games in a row already, right?
Hey, Bobby, did you see the cup?
I saw that. I saw the cup. I saw the turn What's the other side?
The sweatshirt. This is just that logo, and then it says Viva Los Bills.
I saw the sweatshirt. Nice.
I have a cup for you and Vinny. I need your addresses.
Sounds
No,
good.
I agree with him. Listen, I was even thinking about that earlier. If the Pats make it into the playoffs, they could be scary. You know, it's you can't count out Belichick. It doesn't matter. You can't count his teams out. So I agree with him there. Now the whole Bills losing out the rest of the way, he's crazy. All right, real quick, let's do this before we bring in our guest. Just a quick note. Boom, Harrison Phillips. He's been nominated by the Bills for Walter Payton Man of the Year. So he will get $40,000 for a charity of his choice. And if he ends up winning, or whoever wins amongst the NFL players that are nominated, they will receive $250,000 to donate to whichever the charity they choose to. So it's pretty big on Harrison Phillips ever since he's been a Bill. He's been part of the community and working with the community, which is great. Can't take anything away from them, as it's good. Real quick, Stephon Diggs over here. He's tied with, or he's in the lead with Keenan Allen for the NFL with 90 receptions. Diggs' 90 receptions are 6 more than any Bill has ever tallied through the first 12 games of the season. Eric Moulds back in 2000 had 84. So Diggs, he already has over 1,000 yards. I think he passed his career high, or he's right about to. Guys putting in work with us. Another thing is Diggs, along with my boy over here, Poyer, and along with our man, well, your buddy, I would have chopped him off the block, Andre Roberts. All three of them lead their positions in AFC Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl.
So
yeah, baby.
They're getting it in. And like what you talked about here before was this. Boom. I don't know. You want to read that?
Yes, sir. Man, it's a lot of reading, but I'm gonna read it because it's worth it. This is the extension for General Manager Brandon Beane. Brandon is an outstanding leader, and he has brought a great level of stability throughout our organization. One of the things we appreciate and respect about Brandon is that he is very thorough in his decision-making process. No decision he makes comes without a great deal of study and research. We appreciate his strong communication skills, and he works extremely well with us, with Sean and all the levels of the organization. We are happy to extend his contract and to have Brandon and Sean leading our football team for many, many years to come. That's Tim, Terry, and Kim Pegula. You want me to read all 3 of his things that he got? You want me to keep going reading?
Cool. I mean, that's good.
Okay.
Everybody could read them. That's actually on Buffalo Bills again.com. I mean, Twitter page or whatever. Listen, we always said it. This guy and Sean McDermott, they've known each other from back in Philly. They've been doing really good work together, and you can't blame them. I'm glad they tied them down. Every year, this team's been getting better. Most of their draft picks are still on the team in some way, either starting or on our practice squad. You know, these guys have done a great job together. Cannot say anything bad about them, and it's good. So let's see what happens. All right.
Another thing, too, before we get into the Pittsburgh, how about Cole Beasley, man?
Oh,
what a bomb game he had. Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even talk about him. What a game he had. What an important piece of that offense. It's amazing. I know we're going to talk about, with Pittsburgh in the matchup because John Brown had a real good game last year against Pittsburgh, but John Brown, unfortunately, is on the IR. He ain't going to be able to make this game. I think he's available next week. I think it was 3 weeks because he was on the IR for 3 weeks. So
yeah, you have to wait.
Here goes Bobby again.
Uh-oh.
I got Cole Beasley on my fantasy team, 2 of them. So let's keep John Brown out for a while.
Yeah.
Beasley.
John Brown is the number 2 running wide receiver. So Gabriel Davis actually takes his spot. So you ain't got to worry about Cole. Cole is in that slot, the third down position. He ain't going nowhere.
If you notice from a fantasy football perspective, when John Brown is playing, Cole Beasley does not do as well. For some reason, there's some kind of dynamics with that. But with John Brown out, like you said, Cole Beasley was a beast last week. Oof.
Yeah, he's been good for the last few weeks because I have him as well. Because
I think there's some crazy stat, Will, that he's the leading receiver in NFL history that's 5'8" and shorter, whatever. There's some crazy stat that just popped. Yeah, he's the leading receiver for a receiver 5'8" and shorter in NFL history.
All I know is that I saw a thing, I could look it up. He has more catches, say, than the leading receiver, or like he's like the leading receiver, or he has more catches than, I don't know, say, what's his name from Arizona, and then he has this, and he was better in all these things than better guys or the top guys in the league, like say Julio Jones and so forth. I don't know why.
I think I got it somewhere. I got that somewhere.
Yeah.
I know I looked it up. I know what you're talking about, but go ahead, man.
All right. So that's that. Real quick, CBS, like we always do, power rankings. They have us 5th from 6th from last week. And then ESPN has us as 5th, and we just remained at 5th. So that's it for that. If you want now, you can bring on our guest.
Bring him on.
You're gonna. Whoa, bam! He just popped up. Look at that. Just popping up there. All right. Who is this, Ben?
What's up? What's up? This is a childhood friend of mine. His name is Dwayne, and we go way back, like Crackerjack, man. That's my buddy over there. We always talk crap about each other. He's a longtime Pittsburgh fan. I remember last time I was hanging out with him back in the early '90s. Well, Bills were playing Pittsburgh, and the Bills were going to score. We were at our goal line, ready to score, and we fumbled, and they ran the ball back. And I don't think I've ever cursed as much at my friend Dwayne as I ever done before. What's going on, D? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing, Dwayne?
I'm good.
I've no team, man. How you been?
Diehard Pittsburgh fan right here, so we're going to get right into it, man.
Hold on. What's going on here? What's all this noise we got going on here? We lost Vinny. Vinny's back. All right. I guess that was Bobby. Hold on. We got some news before we get into this Pittsburgh Steeler game and so forth. Listen, one thing real quick. I didn't mention that the Bills could actually get into the playoff berth if they beat the Steelers. Your Steelers, Dwayne. Also, if they beat them and the Ravens lose, Dolphins lose, Raiders lose, Patriots lose or tie, the Bills clinch a playoff spot. Now, we always do some news here, Dwayne, so you can hop in and we'll talk about this. This guy was in the news saying, bam, he might want to come back. He's only going to come back for a contender. What do you guys think of Marshawn Lynch possibly coming back? And where do you think he might go if he does? Dwayne, you are our guest, so you can go first, bro.
I don't know. Would you pick him up?
Would I pick him up on the Bills? I'll tell you right now, if I'm missing a guy due to COVID, I wouldn't mind him. But he's a hard runner. If you need a hard-nosed running back, you can pick him up, especially if he's just going to play 3 or 4 games. It depends on how much money it'll cost you. But, he's a bruiser. He'll go out there and put a hit on somebody. I wouldn't mind the Bills because you got Zach Moss, and then you have Singletary, Marshawn Lynch coming back, putting some hits on somebody. I wouldn't mind it.
He hated Buffalo, though, man.
No, he didn't. He actually
hated Buffalo.
Did he?
Nah, he hated Buffalo.
No, he didn't.
Jackson was better. That's why he hated it.
All right. That's right. That's your boy, Fred Jackson. That's right.
Real quick, but I think your weakest link is your running backs on your offense. So I would think that could be helpful for goal line situations, cold weather. You got to punch it in for a game winning. Think about it. Zach Moss the other night. First handoff, the ball was gone. It was already in the end zone. It was like
Yeah, he closed his arms before the ball was there. My thing with that, I like Zach Moss. He's a rookie. You got to give him that. I mean, you would expect him to get out of the end zone at that. They trust the kid. They didn't trust him after that fumble. He's learning still. I mean, Singletary keeps fumbling the ball. It's his second year. I had more trust in Moss to hold on to the ball than Singletary. So, and that was the connection. It wasn't like he fumbled during the run, So Singletary's fumbled after getting hit a few times. So that gets on my nerves.
You know what, though?
Mind him, though.
For a couple of weeks can show those guys a little something about the NFL running back game, being a veteran like he is. That could be very helpful for you guys, for both players to get some experience from somebody who's been there.
No, I wouldn't mind it. I would rather have him than TJ Yeldon, but that's me. Dwayne. So Dwayne is saying no.
Oh, listen, I'll take all the help I can get at running back.
Yeah, because your guy right now is hurting me in fantasy because he didn't play.
Oh
Hey.
my God. Well, he's back this week
Yeah.
against you guys, so that's a plus. I mean, they're having issues running the ball, big time.
Luckily for
Well,
you guys,
we have issues against the
Not
run
stopping
big
the ball.
time. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so it's gonna be interesting to see.
This game might come down to who can rush the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's a
Yeah,
possibility.
I agree.
All right. So Dwayne says no. So you're saying no too, Vin, on a possible
Nah,
Marshawn? Nah, you're crazy.
nah. I ain't
Anyway,
having it.
I don't know if you guys saw.
He ain't beast mode. Ain't beast mode no more. Put it that way.
Nah.
That's like me suiting up. That's like me and Dwayne suiting up and going, all right, let's go play. I mean,
Mhm.
not as bad, but
I
it
don't
ain't
know, man.
happening.
You can see Beast Mode breaking one of those and saying, "Get off my." Anyway, the Ravens, they were ready to premiere Des Bryant on Tuesday. He was warming up, and right before the game, they went, got him, pulled him off the field because he tested positive for COVID, even though
Oh
he
my
said
gosh.
he had multiple negative COVID tests, which had to be true for him to actually get back on the field. But I guess he caught it along the way. Pretty sucks for him, but he's on that list. They put him on the list actually today.
He actually was quoted saying that he's done for the season because of it.
Did he really?
Really?
Yeah. He said I'm done. I can't deal with this. They have pictures of him running around without a mask and hugging players, with their mask not properly put on. And then they literally told him, like you said, in warm-ups. And he just said, I'm not having it. I'm done. I'm done for the season. I'm done. I can't handle this anymore. So I believe he's done for the season.
Oh, that's crazy if he does, because that's pretty much going to end his career. Who's going to pick him up after that if you just can't sit for a week or two and then get back in?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb.
And this is going to be a very important game too for the Ravens against the Browns, because the Browns are 9-3. People, they're a quiet 9-3. Nobody really talks about it. And the Ravens right now, when it comes to playoff time, they usually gel at the end of the year. So I think they're going to put something together and make a run. But without Dez and a couple guys who do the COVID, that might hinder their run. So it's going to be a good game.
Dez to me was more of the depth player. He's got great hands. He wasn't going to be your top two or maybe not even your top third like I in there. He was just going to give these other guys breaks and somebody who's capable of doing some good stuff. We talked about this a little before. Greg Williams being fired by the Jets. All right. There was people calling for his blood like crazy. Personally, I wouldn't have fired him. To me, it was more of a scapegoat than anything. Adam Gase didn't hire him. It was a GM's pick before that. So it wasn't Adam's Gase guy. Okay, I agree. He shouldn't have done an all-out blitz, but he's done it in the past. He stopped Denver on their Hail Mary throw with it. He actually stopped the Bills a long time ago with it. So he's known to do it. My issue is he left the rookie on an island with another rookie, one of the top rookie receivers coming out. The rookie bit on a comeback, like a little fake comeback. You should have never bid on that because they had to get to the end zone. You let them catch it in front of you, you tackle them. If you miss the tackle, your team tackles them. So Greg Williams took the whole blunt of it. I mean, I know you guys agreed with the firing, right? Anybody?
You go ahead. I agree with the firing because, I mean, listen, man, it's a 45-yard Hail Mary pretty much. You get a couple DBs back there, get a little prevent defense. You rush 4. Bat the ball down. Don't go an all-out blitz like you did like that, because now you put his rookie in a bad situation. Look what he did. He bit. So is he as much his fault as Greg Williams? Absolutely. I think he took a gamble. But then again, in this league, with the gamble that he took, if it would have worked, he would have been a genius. But unfortunately, it didn't work. So, I think he took too much of a gamble. And in my opinion, instead of Williams getting fired, Gay should have been gone a long time ago.
Well, I think it's just the start of the house cleaning process because they're all going to be gone at the end of this year. They're going to get somebody. They got a lot of money to spend, free agency. They got some picks, so they got to find somebody to run that team. Gase has got one foot out the door himself.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Gase. I would have fired Gase. I said this weeks ago. I would have fired Gase, gave the keys to Greg Williams, and said, "Hey, if you can make this team competitive, this will be your team next year." But that didn't happen. Gase, I know Greg Williams in the news pretty much said, "Hey, how are you going to blame our defense? Our defense is on the field for 3/4 of the game. They're doing nothing." Gase took offense to that, and I guess that also led to his firing. Now, the crazy part is this owner loves Gase. So there's a chance Gase will be here next year.
Amazing.
It'd be insane. You know, if they don't fire him and they fire Greg Williams, if this guy keeps his job, especially if he goes 0-16, like, what are they thinking? It's like,
and you know, now our offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll's rumor around the league that he's going to be a head coach somewhere. What are the chances you think of Gase getting fired and Daboll going over there?
Me personally, I told you, I think he'll go to. It's a possibility he'll
Detroit.
end up at the Jets, or I said Atlanta. Those were my two picks for Daboll.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I'm him, I think I'd rather go to Atlanta, where you got Matt Ryan, you have some Julio Jones, you got Calvin Ridley, and I mean, okay, the Jets might get Trevor Lawrence, but who the hell knows how he's going to pan out? Everybody's saying he's the next Luck.
Well, look what he did with Josh Allen. Look what he's done with Josh Allen.
I get it, but I still don't trust Lawrence. Everybody loves this guy. I'm not on that. I'm not sipping that Lawrence Kool-Aid. I think he might be a bust. But it's just Dwayne. What do you think, Dwayne?
I like Lawrence. I definitely think could be a number one pick. But if I'm him, do I want to go to the Jets? So what's going on over there? I mean,
it almost seems like they're tanking.
I hate that. If you're tanking, I hate that. I can't stand that.
It totally seems like that to me, especially with last week's defensive play call. I'm like, dude, they're tanking. It just, I don't know. If I'm Lawrence and I got to go to the Jets, I think I go back for my senior year.
Just take a chance, right? Like the hell with it.
The only good thing is if he does go to the Jets, he's going to make money in advertisement and all that endorsements because it's New York. You're going to be in the top market. Even if your team stinks, you're competitive, they're going to love you. You know, they pick him number one, everybody's going to love him. But the problem is they have a lot of holes. I mean, they do have a few picks this year, extra picks, which would be good for them. But they have a lot of holes in that team. You know, and Gase, again, he's a bad coach. To me, he's just a bad coach. He hasn't done it.
Bad hire.
Yeah, very bad. Good for the Bills. Bad hire for the Jets.
Absolutely.
Another news, the Panthers closed their facility on Monday due to 8 players testing positive or put on the COVID list. But as of today, they have had no new positive tests. They opened up their facilities and they were practicing. Matt Rule, though, says he doesn't expect Christian McCaffrey to play on Sunday. There's thoughts that he was going to play. Now they're saying no, which doesn't help me because I have him and I'm on my first week of the playoffs. Killing me right now, man. Another thing. What do you guys think? Carson Wentz being benched and Jalen Hurts starting over down there in Philly.
I mean, they got to do something.
Go ahead with
No, go ahead, dude.
I mean, what do you do with Carson Wentz? I mean, he's guaranteed over $100 million guaranteed. So you put him on the bench. I mean, from the small sample size last week from Jalen Hurts, kid looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he moved the team. I mean, Carson Wentz been a disappointment.
Yeah.
All year. I mean, I don't know what to make of this kid.
Yeah, I'm the same with you. You know, that East is still kind of up for grabs, but
Sure.
you know, do you want to get rid of Wentz and put Hurts in there when you still having a chance in there, or you know, like you said, $100 million, man, or go with the future? But the future's now. I mean, they're in the run for it, so I don't know what to say about that, other than, you know, Jalen Hurts did look good. But man, that's a tough position to be in to make that call.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is, I mean, you can't. Well, he hasn't looked good. I mean, their offensive line everybody was hurt this year, so a lot of people were injuries. But you can't make
A lot of
excuses.
injuries.
You have to step up and play, especially when you're making that big contract. They can't cut him because if they cut him, I think, or if they trade him, they have to eat like $60 million worth of dead money.
Yeah.
So listen, honestly, starting Jalen now doesn't matter. They're on the bottom of the NFC East. I know there's a slight chance to make the playoffs with a disrespectful record like that. So see what Jalen could do. Why not? I would sit most of my starters. Anybody banged up, just sit. Let's see what these rookies and these kids could do and let them work for a job for next year.
Yeah, but the East is still on the line, bro. The East is still – they're all in the run for the East. The East is horrible, unfortunately, but – every single team has a chance to come up top in the East. So do you just put all the rookies out there and bomb it, or take a chance? Because everybody makes fun of the NFC East, right? Everybody makes fun of the NFC East, but whoever wins that NFC East is in the playoffs, and as well as everybody else. Everybody starts with a clean slate. You never know what can happen. A team like Washington. Look how they've been playing lately. If they hit the right plays at the right time and get that stretch, that 4 or 5 game stretch into the playoffs, who knows what the heck can happen? You never know.
No, I agree, but right now they're the worst team out of the 4. Washington with Alex Smith is playing well. Their defense is playing pretty good. They're competitive. The Giants are actually just
comeback player of the year, by the way. Alex Smith, comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
my opinion.
It's not that long.
Alex Smith.
Not much of a outing for him, I mean, what are you going to say? I made it to the playoffs. I won 4 games. It's possible.
I mean, you still got 4 games left. You still got 4 or 5 games left. He could have a 4-game streak. You don't know.
You got to miss 1 point though.
What?
Well, it doesn't matter so much this year. If you win the NFC East, you get a guaranteed home game.
No, I know. That's ridiculous.
So
no, it's
exactly.
There's no fans in the stands, but
no.
Normally that'll be a big thing to have that home game and get some extra revenue in for your program.
Yeah, not even that, but usually, you got home field advantage. The other teams traveling. I mean, unless it's the Jets and the Giants, depends who they're playing. They got to come back to the East Coast, which is good. The way I look at it, I think Washington is going to win the division. It's either them or the Giants. The Cowboys, I don't know what the hell's wrong with that team. It's ridiculous.
They done gave up. They gave up.
They definitely given up. Definitely gave up.
It's crazy. All right, let's talk some Bills Steelers, man. Your Steelers, only 1 loss to the Washington. I was gonna say Washington old school, whatever, but Washington Football Club.
Mm-hmm.
Benny and I both called the upset last week, so it was going to happen. Even though I was waiting for it, hopefully the Bills would have done it. But your team, what are your thoughts of your team there?
Not looking good right now. I mean, the offense stagnant. I mean, the running game. I don't know what's going on with the run game. I mean, you got some injuries, but I mean, probably the first 6 weeks, we're averaging probably a $130 a game. Now we're under 60 yards a game rushing, but I don't know. I long for the days of the bus right now.
But I mean, was it Connor didn't play last week because he was on the COVID-19 list, right?
Right, he didn't play. He'll be back in this week.
He'll be back this week, which is good. You guys have good receivers. Uh-oh.
I mean, I think the last maybe like the last 3 or 4 games, I'm just like, this is not a Super Bowl team right now. I mean, you look at the receivers, a lot of talent on that wide receiving crew.
Mm-hmm.
They can't hold on to the ball.
They've
been a lot of drops.
Man, I mean, we need to get Lester Hayes over there with some stickum or something, but these guys can't hold the
ball. For sure. I mean, you guys had a 14-0 lead at halftime. I was ready to shut it off. I'm like, it's over. And then all of a sudden the drops. And who's your leading receiver again? The leading receiver for the Pitt?
Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, 9. I think he has 9 drops this season. He leads all receivers with drops. So
He might even have 10. It's just horrible. The tight end too. They're all dropping. I mean, Ebron, who I like, talented, very athletic, can't hold on to the ball either. So they got a lot of issues. They got a lot of issues on the offensive side of the ball to deal with right now.
I wanted the Bills to draft Ebron when he was coming out. I believe it was out of Oklahoma State or something like that. He was
very talented. I like the guy. Very talented, but you got to hang on to the ball. I mean, I think this week Tomlin said either you catch the ball or you get replaced by somebody who can.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah,
he was pissed. Yeah, I seen that interview. He said it. He said, "I'm pissed." And Johnson had 3 drops in. I just looked it up. He had 3 drops in that game, and he tied it with Leonard Fournette and DJ Moore for most in the game this season. So he does actually have 9, and he leads all receivers for drop passes this year. I mean, Ben is doing his job. I got to give it to Ben. What impresses me about you guys is the pass protection for Ben. Because whether it's Brady, Ben, if they get a little bit of pressure, I mean, look at the Super Bowl when they rattled Brady. It was for me, it was fun to see, but you rarely see that because they're so experienced. And I think what it's going to come down to this week with the Bills is our pass rush. And if we could rattle Ben a little bit, because they're older, he's older. Nobody wants to get hit. It makes you think a little bit different. But the way your offense has been playing, doing the little short passes here and there, that to me is it's good for in terms of coaching, because they're not putting them in any harm's way. They get rid of the ball fast, a little bit of screens, little short passes, and they don't have time to get to them. So that's very impressive. That's one of the things when I was looking at the pregame on stats was that, man, 5 games without a sack, that's pretty damn good.
He's definitely changed his game, because he's not taking those hits. I mean, he even had a couple of good scrambles last week. I was like, wow, look at him. Look at him. He's still got a little pep in his step. But, he got a little pep in his step. But definitely with those quick passes, he's definitely got some longevity if he could stay like that.
Yeah, I was one to say I didn't think he was going to do this well this year. I didn't think Pittsburgh would be as good as they are this year. I said that in the beginning of the year. I was like, I don't see this team being that good. And I'm surprised. We struggled against getting to Mullins last week. So if your line holds up, we might be in trouble. My thing, it'll come down possibly to the run game. If you guys start controlling the run, our defense isn't all that great on the run, even though we did play San Fran pretty well last week on the run. They adjusted because they started moving on us. And I'm like, oh, boy, here we go again. Our defense is starting to play better, almost like they did last year. And if that happens, I think the league's going to be in trouble, or don't sleep on the Bills if our defense wakes up, because our offense is playing well. We need to get more of a run game going, though. Whoever controls this clock. And the bad thing is both teams have receivers who can make big plays down the field. So it's going to be, you got to play all 4 quarters until the whistle blows. I just want to show you something, Dwayne. I don't know if you watch much, but Bobby, this guy likes to throw this out on our show sometimes when we're not even talking about the Steelers. A little disrespect right here with this thing. He loves playing that, It's a little disrespectful to us. I thought he puts this out there. So what's going to happen pretty much this week, because Vinny, like I said, like he's saying, if we get to the rush, we need Jerry Hughes or Addison, and this is going to be Addison hitting Big Ben. Watch him fly. Boom! So that's going to be Addison hitting Big Ben. Buffalo Bill hitting that the sky.
That's just wrong all the way. That's just wrong. That's just wrong.
You surprised me on that one. This guy, and look at him with all the tech stuff. But
trying to find things out there. I mean, honestly, it's going to be a big game. I mean, this is a playoff game for both teams. Both teams are going to be in the playoffs unless the Bills crap the rest of the way, which they shouldn't. They should make the playoffs. So they're probably going to see each other down the line again.
It's very possible. I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think this game, determines who gets the other bye possibly in the AFC.
It's possible.
That's possible. But I know we beat Buffalo Bills beat Pittsburgh last year, but they were short of Ben, short of Juju, short a lot. These players are coming back that they didn't have last year. That's going to be the difference maker. Their 3-4 defense is really, really good. I think if Ike Bolliger is doing well, he's a 6'8" offensive lineman. If he's able to run block really well, I think we'll be successful in the run. And I think that's where our strong point is going to be this week. But you guys got your nose tackle is pretty small. I think he's like 300 pounds in that 3-4 defense. You got to be kind of a little bigger to stop. Like 330, you got to be a little bit.
He's a beast. Who's your those tackles? Isn't it Hargrave or whatever his name is? No, what's your defensive tackle?
Cam Hayward.
Hayward. Yeah, Hayward's a beast.
Yeah.
I was hoping after him because he was a free agent.
Him to it. I mean, listen, you guys catching us at the right time. I totally think because we're banged up. We lost Devin Bush. We lost Bud Dupree. Now we just lost Spillane, who was filling in for Devin Bush. So you guys are catching us at the right time. But let's see what your quarterback could do. We put that pressure on. We lead the league in pressures.
Yeah. Sacks.
Man. I think that defense is going to come after your quarterback. Now he's got pretty good wheels too. Now
you better wrap him up.
Yeah. He can move around. But
you see, the crazy thing about Josh is when he's under pressure is where he performs the best, especially when he rolls to his right. When he rolls to his right, it's unbelievable how he gets some of them throws in the arm strength. He's just from the difference from 2 years to now in terms of accuracy has been incredible. I think he was like 58% last year in completion. I think he's up to 68, 69% this year. I mean, that's kind of unheard of in the NFL, going up 10%. So his accuracy in the beginning of the season, he was on fire. All right, the first 4 or 5 games. Then he had that shoulder injury that kind on his left shoulder. I didn't think it would affect, but according to the mechanics, we're talking about mechanics that he was actually sailing the ball because of that left shoulder injury. And when he started healing up, now you can see he's a little bit more accurate again. I think if you guys bring the pressure, you got to watch it because we could offset the San Francisco try to do that pressure with us. And we just hit them up with the screen. So it's kind of a chess match between offensive and defensive corners. But if you guys bring the pressure, I think we're going to offset with a lot of screens, a lot of short passes. Beasley on third down. What gets me nervous on your offense is Ebron because he's who we have to really match up with him at tight end, at wide receiver. At linebacker. Is what's his name going to get it? Milano? You think he's going to keep up with Ebron? I think that's going to be a key matchup this game.
Or maybe Tyron Johnson on him.
Hey, Will, real quick. I believe there's only one bye team, one bye each conference this year, because of the extra playoff game. So
I forgot about that.
2 teams on bye. Only the number 1 seed gets bye this year.
So there you go. That's even better. Real quick news: Bills are 9-3. Steelers 11-1, which we all know. Between them, they have 26 meetings, including playoffs. The Steelers lead the series 16-10. I used to hate Bill Cowher and those Steelers back in the day. I didn't hate them. You just knew you're going into Three Rivers Stadium, man. It was going to be a tough game. First ever meeting was in October 11th, 1970. Buffalo lost to the Steelers 23-10. Last year, we all know, December 15th, the Bills won 17-10. And playoffs, the Steelers lead the series 2-1. Points per game, they're actually tied both at 7th right now, both averaging 27.8. Points allowed is the difference here. We're allowing 25.8, which is 18th. And the Steelers are only allowing 17.6, which is first in the NFL. They have the best D. Yeah. Also, sack-wise, we have 30. We're tied for 10th. Steelers have 44. They're in first.
First. Yeah.
Turnovers, we're +2 at 14th. They're +11 and they're first.
Mhm.
And in the red zone, percentage-wise, the Bills are 60.4%, which puts them at 15th. Steelers are 62.8%, which puts them at 11th. So these guys, when they get the ball in the end zone, they're pretty much scoring. To me, it's going to be a chess match. That's what it's going to come down to. Whoever has less turnovers and who can control the run game. That's what it is to me. Whoever commits the least amount of mistakes should win this game. I think it's going to be a tough game. You know, it's not going to be easy. I think each team has good talent. You know, we need to control the pace, I think.
Yeah. I mean, last year's win wasn't. We had 4 turnovers against Pittsburgh, four interceptions that Duck had, and we still only beat y'all 17-10.
And it's
so
different because
I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think Trey might get one or Micah Hyde because they're so good in the secondary. You know, something's going to give. But other than that, I don't see you guys command a lot of turnovers, man. I think it's going to be. I can't call it. Usually, I'm pretty good at seeing what's going to happen. And you know, I hear a lot of talk about the Steelers. Their schedule was a cakewalk, but they played just as many above 500 teams as the Buffalo Bills, which is 4. So you know, ain't nothing. I'm not sleeping on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a very good, sound team. The only thing that might hinder you is the injuries.
Dwayne, what's it going down to?
I think this week I give you guys the edge, only because of these injuries we got on the defensive side of the ball. But I, like Will was saying, I think it's going to come down to whoever could run that ball effectively. Getting Connor back is a big plus. So I think you're going to see a lot of run game this week against you guys, because I believe that's your weak point on your defense.
Yep. And the weather.
Yeah, that. What's the weather looking like?
It looks like it's going to be cold.
Cold. It might be. It'll be one of them Buffalo Pittsburgh Steelers punch in the face games. Yeah, man. There's gonna be It's gonna be a lot of running, man. Because I mean, getting Connor back is a big plus.
The only thing I must say is that last year
you get Pouncey back, I believe, too. I think you get Pouncey back.
I think Pouncey's coming back too.
Last year we were able to control Connor, which was big. You know, and usually, but again, this Bills defense is different this year.
Yeah, a little different. I think your defense a lot better last year than you are this year.
Yeah.
Is Joe Hayden playing? I know he got hurt last week. He's in concussion protocol.
Who's that? No, Hayden's out.
Joe Hayden.
He is out.
See, that was the matchup last year. Brown.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the secondaries. Yikes.
Are they definitely out? Because on ESPN they have Pouncey as out. They have Slane doubtful and Joe Hayden questionable on ESPN.
Well, you know, he got a concussion, so it depends what that protocol. I don't see him playing on Sunday, but who knows? Yeah. Game time, who knows?
Yeah. I know. Look. Bottom line is, I know Pittsburgh has a chip on their shoulder from last year, and and the reason why I'm saying that is because when we played over there and you guys played that Renegade song, the ones that were getting hyped up was the Bills, and you know why? Because Coach McDermott was playing the Renegade song through the whole week at practice. So that was kind of motivation for the Bills. And it kind of was disrespectful, in my opinion, not in terms of the Bills, but in terms of Pittsburgh feeling disrespected that we were doing that. So I think that's kind of going to be kind of like the motivation for this week's game.
So the backstory is that you guys were playing that Renegade song all week.
Yeah.
Now, see,
so when you guys played it, when you guys played it, they were all hyped up, and they were more hyped up than the Steelers.
I think they were. Somebody was throwing.
Yeah, they were hyped up.
So this is what's supposed to happen after the game, or this is what the Bills are supposed to do to Pittsburgh, and this is.
Here we go. Another one.
Who was that? Play that again. Let me see that again.
That was just some Bills fan throwing a Chicago Bears fan through the table. And hopefully after the game, I'll play that one later. All right, Dwayne. Usually we do picks. We pick all the games. You want to stay with us and pick through the games?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Pats. Tonight's game, it probably started. We don't know, but whatever. Pats are 6-6. Rams are 8-4. I usually pick with the spread. Vinny goes straight up. Rams are giving up 4.5. I think the Rams win this game. I think their defense gets to Cam and shuts them down.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that. I'm already looking good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ooh.
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Look at that.
Too. I think the Rams defense too much. Cam runs it more than he throws it. He's gonna have a long day with that Rams defense.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. The defense is better. They beat the Cardinals pretty good. By the way, the Cardinals, since that Hail Murray, have been atrocious the last 3 games. They haven't won a game since that last Hail Murray, which he tried to trademark. I don't know if you hear about that, but he tried to trademark the saying of Hail Murray. But the Rams are gonna come bring it. Cam Newton. Like you said, he runs more than he passes. I think they're gonna contain him. He's gonna be limited. It's gonna be a low scoring game. I got him 17-14 Rams.
All right. Look at that. You sticking to your guns, even though you saw the Rams are up 7-0 already. All right, Texans 4-8 heading to Chicago 5-7 as of right now. The Texans are giving up a point. These are all for ESPN. That's where I usually go off of. I mean, the Texans actually played some good ball, even without Fuller, without DeAndre Hopkins. I'm surprised they're being competitive. They almost won that game. I'm going to take the Bears, man. Khalil Mack wasn't around last week. They were handling him. So I think the Bears and Mitch Trubisky get a win here.
Man, I don't know, man. Ahead, Dwayne, you go ahead. Go ahead. We'll give you the spot first. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mitch Trubisky been terrible. I mean, I'll pick Houston in that game. I'll take Houston in that game. I mean, they got a couple.
I'm with Dwayne, man. The Bears look horrible. They lost the last 6 games, I believe 5 or 6 games in a row. They look horrible. Deshaun Watson is hurting, bro. He said it sucks to lose. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. I think he's going to come back. I got the Texans winning 27-24.
Woo! All right. Cowboys trying to stay into that playoff race at 3-9, going down to Cincinnati, where it was 2-9-1. Whoa, look at it. It's my sister-in-law there, Maya. Viva Los Bills. What's up? Here we go. Cowboys are giving up 3.5. Bengals without Burrow are a totally different team. This game just stinks. I guess I'll take the Cowboys, who stink just a little bit less than Cincinnati. If Cincinnati had Burrow, I'd probably take Burrow. I'm going to Cowboys.
I think Dallas has given up on their coach.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, Dwayne. Go ahead. I'll post it up in a little bit.
I think they're just giving up. I'll take Cincy in this game. I mean, it's a battle of. I got to go with Cincy. I don't think Dallas showed no fight the other night. No defense. They couldn't run. Yeah. I'll take Cincy, and I'm glad Dallas is horrible.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I think I agree with Dwayne. Dallas is horrible. The defense is horrible. Cincinnati's offense isn't that good either. But Andy Dalton's going back. I think he wants to win against his team. I think that's going to be the only motivation. I think Dallas is going to beat them 21-14. I'm taking Dallas.
And does McCarthy keep his job?
I don't think he's going anywhere. First year.
By the way, this game was pushed also. This game was pushed. It was a primetime game, and they got scratched, man. So
as they should have.
Hey, Dwayne.
Yeah.
This is my sister-in-law who's a bum Steelers fan here. Look at it. She's talking smack. Anyway. Here we go. All right, let's move on. The Cardinals, 6-6, are heading into that's called East Rutherford, New Jersey. Play the New York Giants, who are 5-7. The Cardinals are giving up 2.5 at this point. Man, the Cardinals have been struggling. They should actually be 5-7. But besides the Hail Mary, they're 6-6. You got to get it to them. I don't know which Giant team's going to show up. I'm going to take the Cardinals just because of their offensive weapons. That's about it.
I don't know. Who's quarterbacking the Giants this week? Is Colt McCoy still in there?
I think Daniel Jones is coming back. No, I think Jones is coming back this week. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
I take the Giants in that one. Arizona reeling, like you said, they haven't won a game since the Hail Murray. So something not going too good over there. And the Giants defense, man, is playing lights out right now.
Yeah, the defense is nasty, bro. Yeah.
So I mean, they're putting a hurt on some of these guys. I like the Giants.
They're trying to win that.
I agree with Dwayne, man. I agree with Dwayne. The Giants defense. What a time to gel and start playing.
Better.
What? What?
What's going on, bro? You just taking all Dwayne's picks this week? What's going on?
Nah. I'm just agreeing with him. I'm agreeing with him because look at. I mean, there's no arguing. The Giants defense has been playing lights out. They've been playing really well. If they get Daniel Jones, I think it'll be just enough to beat the Cardinals. I got to look. So you see the iron line right here. Look, where's it at? Right here. I got it right here. Cardinals at Giants. Giants circled 21-17. I ain't lying. Dwayne, if you want, I'll go ahead of you this time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, man, what's going on here? Picking on Dwayne's picks. All right, Vikings 6-6, heading down to Tampa to play the 7-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, coming off a bye. Bucks are giving up 6.5. I actually like the Bucks because they're coming off the bye. That's the only reason I'm picking them. They've been struggling too.
Yeah,
I think before Dwayne's looking at his fingers.
I'm gonna go ahead. Look. All right. Listen, the Vikings still have that shot at the playoffs. They need this game, but I think they kind of looked crappy last week against Jacksonville. They didn't look too good. Tom Brady, he's gonna get back on track. They're coming off a bye, I believe. I think it's going to be a bigger win for the Tampa Bay over the Vikings. I got Tampa Bay 27-17 over the Vikings.
I think I'm going with the Bucks too.
You see?
Like
you see? Why don't you say something to him? Why don't you say something to Dwayne?
I like the Vikings. They got the best running back there. I have my fantasy league. He had some monster games, but you don't run on Tampa Bay, and I think Tampa, they got to turn it around. I think Brady got to be a little bit pissed at what's going on the last few weeks. So I take Tampa. I think Tampa crushes Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, I said before the season started, Dwayne, I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa misses the playoffs. I said they weren't going to win the division. A lot of people had them winning the division. I said the Saints will win the division. And I said don't be surprised if Tampa misses the playoffs with Brady. Moving on. Broncos heading down to Carolina. Let's see what happens with this game. Luckily, there's been no more new positive COVID. Broncos are 4-8. Panthers are 4-8. Panthers are actually giving up 3 points. Broncos, you never know what you're going to get. Panthers without McCaffrey, they could put up some numbers. This is just an ugly game. I'm just going to take the Broncos getting 3.
Man, I don't know. I like the way. I don't know if you saw that Ravens, the Chiefs, Denver game. They kind of played pretty well, Denver. So I don't know. I was tossed up with this one. I think it's going to be a real close game, but I still think the Panthers going to pull it out. I got them 24-21, Panthers.
I think I like the Panthers too. You said McCaffrey's out. Mike Davis fills in pretty good. I'll take the Panthers.
All right, moving on down. Tennessee 8-4, heading down to Jacksonville 1-11, giving up 7.5. Just an ugly game. Henry likes running against the Jaguars. I'm going to take the Titans giving up 7.5.
Yeah, I got Henry running all over them. Jaguars just got a lot of problems over there. they're a horrible team all around. I mean, I hate to put them down like that, but they're just a bad team. Sometimes they come play, and then they're kind of like the early 2000 Bills, where they kind of compete a little bit. Then fourth quarter, they're done. You know what I mean? So I don't think they have enough. I think King Henry's going to run all over them. I got a 24-17 Titans.
Yeah, I have to take the Titans too. I mean, I think Henry runs all over them. He might have 150 yards on it by the first half. And then you got Tannehill's playing good too.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville has nothing. They're in the Trevor Lawrence stage, so I don't expect much from them. I think Titans big time over.
All right.
Now, do they come back after that Browns loss? I mean, I was shocked at that Browns win against the Titans, because the Titans literally manhandled the Bills. Even though I don't know if you remember the COVID situation, to where they moved, they weren't supposed to practice, and they were caught practicing at a high school field, and we thought we were well prepared, and they just kind of just manhandles. Actually, they got Josh Norman is a meme right now for Derrick Henry.
Is he?
From that stiff arm. You missed that stiff arm?
Oh, that stiff! Oh my God!
He's strong.
Yeah. That's like the equivalent of getting dunked on by Jordan. It's like the same thing.
Yeah. Oh,
like a posterized. It was horrible.
Anyway, let's not relive that. Colts 8-4, heading to visit the Las Vegas Raiders at 7-5. The Colts are actually giving up 3 points right now. Colts defense is good, but I just don't trust this team. I'm not a big Phillip Rivers fan. I'm going to take the Raiders at home.
Man, this is important for both teams in terms of playoff implications, man. Raiders, you never know what you get. I mean, they beat the Chiefs. They beat the best team in football, so that goes to show you they could come play some ball. It's a tight one, man. Colts are playing consecutive road games. Man, it's going to be a tight one, man. I got the Colts winning 21-24.
I don't know.
It's going to be a tight one, though. I believe it's going to be a tight one.
Which Raiders team is going to show up? I mean, they're up and down. Derek Carr, 1 week I think he threw for under 100 yards a couple of weeks ago, and then last week, then I don't know. I'm not a fan of Phillip Rivers myself, but I got to take the Colts in this one. I'm just not sure about Derek Carr.
All right. Here we go. Jets 0-12. We're heading to Seattle 8-4.
Can we skip that one? Can we skip it?
Seattle's giving up 13.5 points to the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets again to cover. Not to win.
To cover?
To cover.
Their defense, it depends which defense shows up. I mean, they fired Greg Williams. Let's see if he was, the reason. So let's see how many points Seattle puts up on them. I think Seattle should win it, but I don't know about the 13.5, especially lately. Their defense can't stop nobody.
That's a lot of points.
Let's see what happens. That's why I'm taking the Jets.
Nah, I mean, you're taking the Jets to cover, but straight up, I'm taking Seahawks. I mean, they lost against the Giants. I think they're gonna have to bounce back, and who else better to bounce back against is that horrible Jets team. So I'm taking Seattle 27-14.
I had to go with Seattle too. I mean, that's a no-brainer. After last week against the Giants, I think Seattle's coming to play this week.
All right. They barely beat the Eagles too the week before that.
I don't know what's going on down there.
Look at Kyle jumping in here, trying to give us points before we get to the game. Come on, Kyle. Steelers going down. 14. Kyle's a Buffalo Bills fan who's been with us for a long time, my buddy. Here we go. Packers 9-3 heading into Detroit 5-7. No Matt Patricia no more. No GM. Packers are giving up 7.5. I'm going to take the Packers in the 7.5. They're in disarray. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Go ahead, Dwayne. You can go ahead. No, I'm not sleeping.
I like the Packers all day in that one. Phillip Rivers. Aaron Rodgers playing great. He's at an MVP level right now, and I don't see those guys stopping him.
You see, I agree with Dwayne. Aaron Rodgers is on a roll. I don't see them. I mean, Detroit's going to score. They're going to be right there with them. But I think as the game progresses, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to pull away. I got them Packers at Lions. I got Packers 30-20 right there.
I believe you.
I see it.
Stops, Vinny. Come on now. Look at Kurt from the K&K show. Last week he picked San Fran. Kurt. And anyway, this week he's taking the Bills. 27-13. About time.
I don't see that.
On the Buffalo Bills wagon. Anyway, here we go. Next game. Saints 10-2 with Hill. Heading down to Philly 3-8. Saints are only giving up 6.5. Maybe that's because the Hill's at the helm. But I'm going to take the Saints with their defense, their defensive weapons. They should be okay.
Isn't Drew Brees eligible to come off the IR list? Can he come back to this game? I think this is the game where he could come back.
They're saying, but I mean, why? Why do it? Let him sit. You shouldn't need Drew Brees to beat the Eagles.
No,
sit another week and get healthy. That's what I say. You know, instead of
that is true, but you know, Hill's won what 3 in a row, three games. So I still see the Saints winning, man. I got them 24-17, regardless of who's quarterback.
Listen, I have to say that same thing. I don't think Philly can. Who can Philly beat? They're certainly not beating the Saints. No way.
No.
I have to take it.
Injuries
And
messed him up, man.
He threw his first NFL touchdown, man.
And Hill looks fantastic.
Yeah. He could throw. He has to hold on to the ball. He almost lost the ball, what, 2 times, 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
All right, another barn burner here. Falcons 4-8, heading to play the Los Angeles Chargers 3-9. Falcons are giving up 2.5. I think the Falcons might pull this one out, and I'm going to take the Falcons giving up 2.5. They should win by a field goal. Come on now.
I don't know. I got the Falcons beating the Chargers 28-21. Atlanta, they're not really playing for anything, but they're playing better under the interim coach Raheem Morris. So I think they're gonna step it up a little bit, and I think they'll beat the Chargers. Chargers, what they lost, they look horrible last week. So
Horrible.
I don't see them coming back from that for a while. So I think Atlanta. I think the Falcons have a better chance of winning. So I got them 28-21. Falcons.
I mean, I hate to pick the Falcons, but only reason because that team has so much talent on that offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And it's just wasted. I mean, granted, Julio Jones has been hurt, whom I have on my fantasy team. I think I will never draft that guy again, ever. I love Julio to death. I would never draft him again for my fantasy team, but I have to go with the Falcons this week.
All right. Washington 5-7, heading to San Fran. Play the 49ers, who are 5-7. I think whoever loses this game is out of the playoffs. Right now, the 49ers are favored by 3. I'm actually going to keep riding the Alex Smith chain and go with Washington.
I got to pick them too. That defense is stout right now, and Alex Smith is a cagey veteran, especially after that move that he pulled last week when he ran off the sideline with that ball and gave Washington extra time to kick that field goal. But that's another story. I'm over that. I'll take the Washington. I think their defense is too strong right now. I have to take the Washington football.
Man, I don't know. I think even though they were shaky against us, they had potential. There were a couple of plays that showed that they could bring it on quick. I think 49ers get back on track here, man. Washington's defense is good, but they're 4-whatever for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I mean, are they turning it on late now? Huh?
They're 5-7. Both of them are 5-7.
5-7. Yeah. Yeah, but 49ers getting a lot of their players back that were injured. So, I mean, they did play the Bills tough. There was a couple plays that it could have went either way. You know that. But I think the 49ers are going to get back on track. I think they used the Bills game to get their stepping stone to get ahead. I think I'm taking the 49ers actually, 21-17, low scoring game, real tight game. But I'm taking the 49ers on this one.
What? All right. We always pick our game last, Dwayne. So we're hopping to Monday night. The Ravens are 7-5, going to play the Browns, who are 9-3. Right now it's even. The Browns have been playing some good ball lately. Ravens, it seems like people are starting to figure out Lamar Jackson, or they're just used to their game. Him and Brown aren't really connecting. I think I'm going to go with the Browns here to pull this one off at home.
Man, listen. This is a tough one because the Browns, what are they, 9-3? They're a quiet 9-3. I think by playing the Ravens, they got something to prove if they're really that good. But then again, the Ravens need to get back on track if they want to hit the playoffs. So this is going to be, I think it's going to be one of the closest games of the week. I think it's going to be a one-possession game, a win. So I got the Ravens pulling it out, but I got it 27-24 in a real tight game.
I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens on this one. Lamar looked good last week, but so did Baker. But I think Lamar looks better more often than Baker does. I'm going to go with the Ravens on that one.
I mean, I have Lamar on my fantasy team, so I need him to play well. Wrong on that one. Now we're coming down to the Steelers, 11-1. Sunday Night Football heading into Buffalo, 9-3. They actually have the Bills favorite by 2.5. So the Bills are giving up 2.5 to the Steelers. Personally, I think if the Bills defense continues to play like they are right now, I think they can win this game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's more going to come down to who controls the run game. I mean, both teams are stacked all around to me. Whose offensive line plays better, whose defensive line plays better. I mean, right now on paper, your defensive line is better, They got to control, what's his name over there, Watt on the other side, run away from him instead of what they did with San Diego and ran towards Bosa. Run away from Watt. Move away from Watt. What's Watt play on the left side or the right side?
He's on the left side. Left side.
Oh, that's good because Allen likes rolling out to the right. So that's a positive.
You're going to be chasing him, though. You're going to be chasing him, though.
Now that you mentioned that, Watt plays on the right side. So
see, that's not right.
Damn it.
He's going to have to go to the left because Watt can be right there waiting for him. So I think this game comes down to, like you said, the run game and turnovers. Whoever wins the turnover battle wins that game. And I do think it's going to be some turnovers in this game. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Pittsburgh 21-17.
Ooh. Right. That's a good prediction there. I mean, also TJ Watt is the leading sack leader in the NFL. I think he has 12. So the dude's a beast. If we could stop him, get the run game going. I mean, Josh Allen was incredible last week. And what's your cornerback that just got hurt? That got the concussion?
Joe Hayden.
Hayden. Who's gonna cover? Yeah, who's gonna cover Diggs? See, if Josh gets enough time, we won't even need a running game, to be honest with you. If the weather permits, and yeah, if the weather permits, I'm being serious. And because Joe Hayden was your man, your number one corner against Stephon Diggs, who's gonna step in to cover Diggs? And then John Brown might be back because he's eligible to come off of IR. So if we have John Brown, Beasley, and Diggs, you guys might be in trouble in terms of the pass game. I'm not even looking to get into the run game if that's with all that's transpiring. So I think it's going to be us throwing the ball and you guys running the ball. Whoever does that better. I don't even care about the turnovers. I think if we throw the ball well and you run, we win. And if you run the ball well, you win. So, but all said and done, I got the Bills 28-24 in a close game too.
Yeah,
So what's going on here? I mean, you guys are boys for a long time. What's the bet?
Man, he's in Jersey. I'm in Florida. I know I was pissed. I'm still pissed at him from the early '90s when, like I said, when the Bills were gonna score, we were goal line. I was already talking crap like, yeah, we gonna score, and then I think Thurman Thomas fumbled at the 1 yard line, and they ran it all the way back. I was so damn mad. I left his house and everything. So ain't no bet here.
Hey, Vic, and Dwayne, who's your favorite Steeler of all time? You're our age, so
it's so many guys. I mean, I gotta say Terry Bradshaw, man.
Really?
Tough as nails. Tough as nails. Tough. They don't make quarterbacks like that anymore.
I think my one favorite guy, but he ended up getting hurt. Because I don't count Kevin Green as a Steeler, really, because he was always a Ram, and then he went over there and he was a beast too, though.
Right.
Greg Lloyd. Greg Lloyd was a monster until he
got hurt.
Yeah. He was like the best guys. Him and Woodson. Those are my two favorite Steelers, I think.
Yeah.
Him, Rob Woodson.
I like Palomalo and I like Cordell Stewart. I used to like Cordell because he played wide receiver. He played everything. They put him wherever the hell they wanted to put him. That's what I liked about him. And Palomalo, I was watching videos of him the other day, just timing the snap count. He was that's insane, man. Just insane player. So Pittsburgh definitely had Pittsburgh's looking for number 7 this year. I think the Bills are going to put a stop to it this week, and it's going to be the downfall of the Pittsburgh Steelers from then on. I said it. That's it.
I would say Cordell Stewart was a beast. I liked him. He was a quarterback out of Colorado Buffaloes.
Slash.
Him
that's right. Hey, real quick. Slash. That's right. Hey, Will, we forgetting the game. Don't we got the Chiefs Dolphins? When is that game?
Oh man, did I skip that one?
Yeah, I was waiting because that's an important game because it determines the AFC East.
Chief Dolphins. Well, we know the Dolphins are going to lose. Hopefully, what's the spread?
I'm hoping.
Go ahead. I didn't even have them on the list.
Yeah, I don't even have them here either. I had the list down. Listen. The Chiefs are the best team in football right now. All right. The Pittsburgh Steelers were until they lost. But now the Chiefs are back in number 1. Mahomes and them are gelling really well. The Dolphins need to prove a point here. And they're playing at Dolphins, down there in Miami. So it's going to be a close game. The Dolphins need to win if they want to contend for the AFC East. If we lose against Pitt and the Dolphin wins, we're only going to be head up a half a game due to the tiebreaker on them. So I think the Dolphins, I don't even know if they're going to bring back Tua. I don't know if Fitz is starting. I haven't even read anything about him. But depending on who plays, I think the Chiefs are still going to win it no matter who starts at quarterback. But I got it as a 1-point game. I got the Chiefs 21-20 because Miami needs to win this game. But I don't think they're going to win. I think they're going to get really, really close. It's going to be a last-minute play, and I think the Chiefs are going to pull it off 21-20.
All right, Dwayne, who do you got? I'll do this last. Don't be so serious, Dwayne. Come on now.
I mean, listen. There's very. I don't think there might not be anybody that could stop Kansas City. With the talent, look at the talent on that team. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find another team that was as talented as Kansas City is on the offensive side of the ball. They have so many weapons. I mean, they'll hurt you to the tight end, to the wide receiver, to the running back, the quarterback. They'll hurt you all over the field. Miami doesn't stand a chance.
The defense is good, though. Miami's defense has been coming up.
Miami's got good defense. Right now, Kansas City's giving up 7. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Hopefully, the Chiefs blow them out. Hopefully, Tua starts and they rip Tua up. And the kid learns another.
I don't know.
Yeah, because
Fitzpatrick's going to throw the ball. So he's going to throw it.
It should be
I think they're going to start Tua.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Tua. So hopefully the kid will learn a lesson and get smacked up.
Yeah, Tua a couple weeks ago said they asked Tua. We were talking about it a couple shows ago. They asked Tua, "What do you talk about the NFL?" Can you believe the kid had the gall to say, "I didn't think it was going to be this hard, easy"? So opposing teams are gonna. And then the very next game, he was benched in the fourth quarter. Actually, it was earlier than that, and they put Fitz in there. So I don't know. I don't know who's gonna start. You say Tua, Fitz. I love Fitz. He played in Buffalo. He loves Buffalo. I still root for him, but I ain't rooting for him if he plays this game. That's for sure, because this is AFC East championship contention right here.
Real quick before we go, this was our practice. I forgot the injury report. Limited John Feliciano. Hopefully he'll play fine. Quentin Jefferson's always limited. He's good. Jaquan Johnson, he hasn't really played, so it doesn't matter. And look at this. Andre Roberts, Achilles. That's not good. Limited and limited. Also, real quick, let me hit up my sister-in-law over here, her little thing, 4Q Creations. Email 4qcreations@gmail.com. Or follow her at Twitter, 4_QD Creations. She's the one who did my little shirts and the cups that say Viva Los Bills. What? Just spilled some stuff on me. So,
and by the way,
go ahead.
By the way, real quick, I know another important factor that we didn't talk about with the Bills Steelers game is that your kicker got hurt. Your kicker hurt his hip. What the heck's his name? Chris Bowell. Bowell, is it? Boswell?
Boswell, yeah.
So I mean, he hurt his hip, so he returned to practice on Thursday, and Chris Wormley returned to practice too. So I got the down whatchamacallit on the Joe Hayden. Here we go. He was on the concussion protocol, and linebacker Robert Spillane, who injured his knee against Washington, didn't practice for the second straight day. That was in terms of today. Chase Claypool had an illness, was added to the IR report on Thursday, injury report on Thursday, and also didn't practice. Kicker Chris Boswell, who was held out of the Washington game with a hip injury, returned to practice on Thursday. Chris Wormley, with illness, came back for practice. Cornerback Steven Nelson, who suffered a knee injury against Baltimore that forced him to miss the Washington game, was a full participant in practice for the second straight day. That's a good sign because Hayden's missing, so I guess he's the one that's going to be probably covering Diggs. And also Roethlisberger and David Castro and tackle Alejandro Villanueva. That's another beast, man. That dude is 6'9", humongous guy, man. That's another guy that's that's another guy that's going to be a factor in the game. I forgot about Villanueva. You guys got a lot of guys coming back, so and if your kicker's healthy, it come down to a kick.
I got to tell you this, Dwayne. Usually, Vinny already like, yo, let's get off the show, let's go. He doesn't want to end tonight, bro. Listen, bro. You got to run.
Like I told you before.
That's that Bacardi, that Puerto Rican rum.
You better hide that bottle, buddy. You guys are catching Pittsburgh at the right time. With all these injuries, especially on defense, takes away a lot of the game for me because I know my team is not at full strength. But we're gonna rock, and it's the next man up, and that's what I have to do.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Another crazy stat I got from Bills News Consolidated. Also, they're out of teams that were 11-0. I think there were 6 teams during the NFL era that went 11-0, and then when they lost their first game, 4 of them lost 2 games in a row. So hopefully that's the trend for Pittsburgh. Sorry, Dwayne. Hopefully that'll be the trend on it. But shout out to Bills News Consolidated. Shout out to Buffalo Cold News Report, Fred Kilmartin, and all the gang over there. Jeremy, Clayton, all the guys over there. I watch all their stuff, man, and just shout out to them. Them guys good. A lot of Buffalo info.
Guys. All right, let's go. We got to shut this down. I'm surprised Bobby didn't just shut us off yet.
Guys, thanks for having me. I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming, Dwayne.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
And if Pittsburgh wins,
what we'll do is
Dwayne,
we'll do next week after the game.
Hey Ben, just make sure you answer my
Dwayne,
call
when the game is over next week, we'll have you. Now what I'm gonna do is next Thursday we're gonna have you on for the recap of the Pitt game, whether we win or lose, and we could talk about it and have you on for that first segment. How about that?
That'd be great. Let me know.
No, that's not happening.
Look,
Pittsburgh
we're shaking
fans-
his head because he don't want to. In case we lose, he don't want to hear it.
Well, you're here for me.
Yeah, it's bad enough. We'll probably see this.
Yeah, we gotta listen to Bobby. Bobby's another diehard Pittsburgh fan. Look at that. Look at that. Who put that there? Was that you, Bobby?
That was me.
That was your partner.
Listen,
Oh, okay.
Dwayne, thanks for joining us. If you guys
Thanks,
win,
bro.
maybe. I don't know if I'll be able to deal with you and Bobby during the show if we lost. Thanks for everybody who commented and watched. Hey, if you guys are out there, listen, you could call us now on where's that number, Bobby? I had it. It's on the scroll on the bottom. Make sure you guys want to call, give us some questions.
Test it when we break down.
What was that?
Want to test it when we go off the air.
Okay. Yeah, it's on here. I put it on the crawl. So if you guys are watching from next week, call in. There it is, 201-688-771. Questions, comments, whatever you want. Next Thursday, hit us up. Dwayne, if we win, you could be on next week.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, thanks for listening as always. Let's go Buffalo. Hopefully our team will be doing this dance at the end of the game. What? That's it. Any last words, Bobby, before we go?
Nah, I'm good.
That's it. You're good. All right. Peace out, everybody. Go Bills. Viva los Bills. Let's go.
Good to see you.
Adios. Adios.